I don't think of it as killing. I think of it as destroying evil or something. That's what you think of it as.
From Doom to Grand Theft Auto.
Doom was an absolute watershed moment, and violence is very much part of that game.
And you go through and you blow away human beings and you blast them into bits.
The irony about Grand Theft Auto is the juxtaposition. Wonderful game design, beautifully balanced gameplay. Layered on top of all that is the gratuitous violence.
From Paducah, Kentucky to Columbine.
They started blowing up and shooting everyone in the cafeteria.
So the two shooters walked up these steps of the school, and then they saw my sister, and that's where my sister was killed.
I think the connection is undeniable. The result of over 50 years of research and over 1,000 studies prove pretty conclusively that children are affected by exposure to media violence.
To try and extrapolate that Doom caused these kids to go out there and commit these horrific crimes is pretty absurd. And it's a failure to look at the problems that we have in a larger media landscape.
G4 presents the history of violence and gaming.
Shame on people that produce that trash.
This kooky quintet is the only band of its kind, a video game soundtrack tribute band.
We started in 2000, early 2000 in Massachusetts. We all basically grew up playing Nintendo, you know, 6 to 20 hours a day. And I mean, I just had these tunes stuck in my head, so we all liked them, and we hadn't really heard of anybody doing it, and we enjoyed playing. That's kind of how I learned how to play guitar.
Dude, they rule, dude. Like, I'm seriously reliving my whole entire childhood in, like, prog rock form. It's so awesome, dude. The nerd aspect comes into it, and it's like, what better two things? Nerd Nintendo and awesome rock in one venue. It's like, you can't beat it.
We haven't heard from anyone saying, you can keep doing that because it's legal, and we also haven't heard, you guys got to stop doing that.
We hooked up with DDR sensation JP Money for a look at the Bomani lifestyle.
My name is James Pellin, and I'm from San Bernardino, California. My alias in the freestyle scene is JP Money. And now that I think of it, I'm not sure exactly there really is a story to it. Despite my name, JP Money, most of the time I'm dead broke. And I like to go to arcades that have cheap games. One day, me and my friends came across Dance Dance Revolution in the arcade, and my friends urged me to give it a shot. So I'm on there. I kind of have an idea of the game for the first song. As soon as the second song comes around, I totally mess up. And by this time, there's a crowd of maybe 15 or 20 people watching me, making an idiot out of myself. And then again, even though I messed up so much, I kind of got a rush, like, you know, performing in front of the crowd. And so that's something I told myself I could get used to, you know, if I had enough practice. Right now, we're about to head out to Pro Swap Meet, where I can practice my routines for the upcoming competition. One of the things that I always get, like every week I go, are there $1 churros? Best churro ever. Here we are. My family's opinion on me playing these games and performing in these, they support me a lot. They don't find anything wrong with it. They don't find any sort of bad influences. In fact, they think it's good for me and it's healthy for me. They think of it as just any other hobby that, you know, a kid could go through.
The first time I watched him really live was he won first place.
We all jumped on the stage and gave him a hug, and everyone was surprised because there's not too many parents there at that time. And they were surprised to see the whole family of James supporting him.
I look up to my brother a lot because, like, you know, he does put a lot of effort, and he's like really dedicated to like practicing and like winning competition.
I still have a week more to, you know, do some last-minute touches up on my routine. I think I'm going to do well. No matter what happens, I'll be soothed by the fact that I tried my best.
It started out with a simple phrase.
You can't really go anywhere and not find someone that doesn't know what Star Wars is.
I knew for sure that, oh my God, this is going to be like the biggest hit ever.
And gave birth to a gaming dynasty.
Star Wars, the original arcade game, at the time, it was like the coolest thing ever.
Gamers are looking for something in their Star Wars game that kind of makes them feel the way they do when they see a Star Wars film.
That tumbled down.
The company lost its way. We were making way too many Star Wars games that, at the end of the day, sucked.
And was rebuilt.
I think the Star Wars brand is definitely stronger today than at any point in history.
Icons presents the history of Star Wars games. Hollywood is a constellation of megastars. This is the story of a visionary writer-director whose big bangs create those stars. He set Jennifer Garner on the path to superstardom and discovered Evangeline Lilly. Tonight you'll meet the man who keeps the secrets of Lost and learn the truth behind his latest special assignment. His work continues to shape our pop culture. J.J. Abrams, Hollywood icon.
Action.
I called him and he was working on Lost, and then we became friends.
I had a meeting with Tom Cruise. He was literally risking this franchise and this film on a first-time feature director.
He's not really a first-time film director. He's got some directing chops.
Find out why all of Hollywood is lining up to work with him.
He deserves whatever's coming to him. I'm telling you, he's a major talent.
JJ's like a new Steven Spielberg. That's where he's going. That's the type of director he is. This is J.J. Abrams' Mission Impossible.
How can you cover JJ in half an hour? I mean, what a man.
No single artist has shaped entertainment more than this visionary creator. J.J. Abrams, icon. In the world of pop culture, there are personalities and legends, and then there are people that change the way we look at the world. Marc Ecko is one of these icons, and this is the story of how he pulled it off. He sold you the shirt on your back.
All right, man. I'm Mark. Good to see you, man.
And learned how to run his company by any means necessary.
I never took no personally. I took it as a way to say, well, what am I doing wrong?
Determination and street smarts turned his company into a phenomenon.
Obviously now it's massive. Ecko, Ecko, Ecko.
We look at him as the cultural navigator for the next generation of young men.
Ecko's empire would also confront the establishment.
This game absolutely encourages graffiti.
What's the hip-hop kid that's too fat to break dance and can't rap going to do?
Giving t-shirts away or selling them 2 for $20, 1 for $10, to De La Soul, to Tupac, to whoever would take them.
This is the story of a maverick that didn't know how to quit and never took no for an answer.
Marc Ecko, icon.